it's me, Galen. Galen's got Parkinson's. I was digging through some old papers, because we're starting to move house now, and I found back in Christmas Day 1966 is the earliest records I've got of what became wargaming. I was 9, and I'd got an Action Man for Christmas, and I started to write his life story. Ever since then, I've kept diaries, I've kept notes, I've kept records of war games. So that, you know, I'm 70 now, so you're looking at 61 years worth of war games things. By the by, this is a game me and my best pal Andy used to play at the War Games Club. Now, we didn't play it with these figures because these figures are more modern. We played it with the miniature figures from the mid-early 70s, and we used originally Star Guard by McEwan Miniatures 1971, but we found big holes in them, things we didn't like, and to be honest, things we didn't understand, so we changed them, and this is how we changed them. So I'm just going to quickly, I've got 5 Space Marines. They've gone out of their armoured vehicle personnel carrier behind them. They've taken cover behind the pipe, and they've been attacked by a squad of orcs, supported by an armoured Skaven. I've deliberately set them up in all of the different possible situations to show you what happens. So I'm going to start with the first one, the nearest, the Skaven. So you measure the range 6 inches. Now, because he is a Space Marine, in the McEwan rules, Space Marines make him elite. They give him a blaster or a heavy rifle, which has a value of 2. So I throw a dice and I add 2, and because 6 is within his range band, his range band is 0 to 6, 6 to 14, 15 to 24. So 0 to 6 is short range. So he's got to get a 4. So I'm going to throw this dice. I'm going to add 2 for his blaster. It has to be more than 4. Yes, I've hit him. Well, it has to be 4 or more. I've said that quite badly. So I've hit him. That's my first dice, but I keep that. I keep hold of that. I've got to remember it. So I know that I've hit the armoured Skaven. Now, he's not, obviously weren't Skaven back then. So he's an armoured trooper. And again, we know exactly what he's got from the rules because they're all on little bands. So an armoured trooper has heavy armour worth 4. So first we throw. This is for his armour. 4, a 5. And we put any cover and any modifications, there aren't any. Then we throw a random d6 or a random average dice, well, whatever takes your fancy, and you add it to what you've got. So he becomes an 8, he becomes an 11, he's the defender, he wins, he's not been shot. So we move on to the second Marine. Now he's shooting at an orc who is classed as line infantry. Line infantry are not very strong, but he is in cover, which is always a good thing. So again, I need a 4, and I have a value of 2 because I've got a blaster. 6. That's nice, I keep that. His defense, his armor is only a 1. So it doesn't matter because he passed it. He's got an armor of 1, so he's not gone straight through. If I'd got a 1, I'd have ripped straight through his armor and killed him outright. So at the moment, the armor's taken some of the blow, but not enough to stop the thing. Then I do my modifications. Well, to be honest, for me, there aren't any. He does his modifications. Now he is in cover, but it's only a chain link fence. If you look at it, which I'm in the middle of making out of all bits of scrap. So it's only a chain link fence. That just makes him +1, gives him a 3. Now I throw for the marine, and I make that 8, and he throws, he makes that 9, so he's 1. So even though that armour and the fence were only 1s, they've made the difference. The next marine is firing at a man who's the same, an orc that's the same distance away. Oh, it's short range, we know that because we measured it for the Skaven, but this lad's not in cover. So I'm going to have my shot. 4, that's a hit. I'm not sure I put the mod on, did I, last time? I didn't. I should really put the mod on now, which is 2, 6. I can't remember if I did it or not. It's really hard solo gaming because you forget. Usually when I'm on my own, I'm not bothered because I just grab it on. I don't care. I don't even notice, do I? But when I film it, I watch it back and think, what are you doing? It's serious bias going on here. So that's my shot. His defence, again, it's a 1 because he's an orc. It's not because he's an orc, it's because he's line infantry. So he gets 2 plus 1, makes him a 3. Now, mods, there's none for the shooter, but interestingly this time there's none for the defender because he isn't in cover. So the shooter goes up to 9, and unless that orc throws a 6, he's in big trouble. He doesn't, he does a 5, that's 8. That orc is shot. That's it, that's the end of that shooting for him. Now that causes a morale test. Every time a figure dies, it causes a morale test. So you got -1 because he's taken casualties. There isn't an officer within 6 inches. He's taken fire in the open. -2. It's not a flank or rear attack. It's not a hit by explosive. It's not a close combat defeat. No leader, not in cover, not veteran, not elite. Outnumbered by the enemy. We always said it has to be 2. 1, we've got 5 against 4. So it's not really outnumbered, are they? Supported by armour. Now that means a substantial robot. It doesn't mean a man in armour. So it's not that. So it's -2, -3. The morale, because you go back to the chart now and you look for line infantry, have a morale of 3. I've got 2, -3 from the modifiers is -1. I have to pass the morale by getting the same score, 3 or better. He's failed his morale. I now throw a d6, and the d6 is a 4, is retreat to cover. Now that applies to however many men I throw on this dice, all of them. So if we were playing this as a real game, we aren't, but if we were, all of that squad, now every move has to take them back and back and back and back till they reach cover. That's just a quick way of how me and my mate on an afternoon after school or holidays, whatever, would play science fiction games using originally bought rules that we didn't like, so we changed them. I wrote that down in, let me see, 1973. So there you go. You're welcome.